In this session, you'll be seeing about the few important text functions. So the functions which are helpful in altering your text. So the few functions, let us say here, 6 functions are we are going to see in this session. One is length, concatenate, trim, upper, lower, and proper, and where they are being used and what is their functions we'll be seeing here. So the first is length function. So in this length function, the length function is mainly useful to find your number of characters in your word without even counting it. Okay, so you can use how many characters if you wanted to find it. You can use the length function. Always do remember while using a formula, or not a formula, but a function which is already present in Excel, we give the symbol equal to. Okay, which means you are activating some of the function, so which is equal to length. So lEN. So when you type few characters itself, letters in a word, it starts to give you the formulas which are available. So for me, I'm going to select the length function, which is lEN. So I'm just going to come down and easy, instead of going, taking the arrow mark and selecting on it, you can use the tab function. Once it automatically gives the formula there. So if you see, if I scroll to the formula function there, it gives you returns the number of characters in a text string. I'm going to select tab. Okay, so now I'm going to select which text. Okay, so I'm going to select directly the cell which I wanted to find the number of characters. So just select C3 and give enter. Okay, so it has 11 number of characters. You can just count and see it. So similarly, each time you need not go and type it. So what you have to do is, as we have seen in the earlier sessions, just keep it on the right corner of your cell. You'll see a plus symbol and just double click it. Obviously, you'll be getting the numbers which are available. So the number of characters obviously includes the spaces which are being there in the cell. So it counts the number of spaces also and the numbers which are being present. So this is called as, so how you may think, how does it automatically take the next cell when the formula is being dragged? This is called as a kind of a referencing, that is without referencing you have 2 to 3 types of referencing, absolute referencing and few others which we'll be seeing in the later sessions. So when you drag down, automatically the formula from here C3 goes to C4. So this is how Excel works. Okay, so instead of like referencing a cell here, you can also find the length of some characters. I'm going to give equal to length of, I'm going to find the text. Okay, the length of the word apple. So within quotes, I'm going to give it APPLE. Okay, so close the quotes and close, you have to close the bracket, then give enter. So you'll be getting the word 5. Okay, so the number of characters as 5. So if you wanted to know what was it behind it, you can go and you can find it through the in the formula bar. Okay, which is equal to, so length of apple, that is your formula. So similarly, if I wanted to find the length of tab, let us say pencil, close the close quotes, close the bracket and enter. Okay, this is how your length function works. Next function what we are going to see is concatenate. Okay, this concatenate function especially works when you have to joining the strings. Okay, when you have to join 2 or more strings, you can use this concatenate function, which stands for equal to concat. Okay, it is not concatenate, but you are going to give concat function. Okay, this first function, if you see, it concatenates a list of range or range of text of strings. So concatenate this which cell you wanted, Isaac, comma, Newton. Okay, so I'm going to close it and I'm going to give enter. Okay, it has joined the two strings. Now, if I wanted to have space between these two words, if you're going to give it space here, automatically space will come here. But let us assume if there is no space here, you can either give space here, but when there are more number of columns, it will be rows, it will be very difficult. For that, what you can do in the formula, you can introduce comma. So concatenate, comma, within quotes, we are going to give the space. Okay, so this is how it will work for all. So automatically a space gets entered. So then you can just drag it down here. So similarly here also concat. Okay, so this concatenate function is something which, when you have a larger number of functions, I'm going to give tab. Okay, so this we'll see it in the later part. First, we'll see with two or three strings. Okay, concat. So when comma, both actually works for similar things. So I'm going to join without space. Okay, so this is how this works. And even you can join, let us say, multiple strings. If you wanted to join, I'm going to give Excel session. Excel session is good. So I'm going to join these three strings. So I'm going to give equal to concat. Most of the time this is available, this function concat is available. I'm going to select all these three strings and I'm going to give enter. So it has merged in here. So now if you wanted to join all these things, you have to select each cell and you have to be giving out each function. Okay, like a comma within the code space, you have to provide it. Okay, or else let us try using the concatenate function, which gives tab. So here, so if I select like this, you could find it. So you will find it, the same output has been provided. So if I wanted to edit the formula there itself you can type if you already pre-know it. Okay, I'm just going to give concatenate function. I'm going to give enter. So obviously it repeats the same here. So it is better for us to go for concat. If you have any other purposes, obviously like copying or something, we can go with the other function. So concat, open space, Excel, comma, within the quotes, comma, session, comma, comma, is good. So you will get Excel session is good. So one more short trick, like if you don't know what function to use to join the strings, you obviously will be using the symbol and. Okay, so this symbol is also used to join the strings. So instead of a function, you can also use and here. So I'm going to try it is equal to Isaac, okay, and Newton. So if you see, it also produces the same output. Okay, so if I wanted, let us say if I wanted a space between these letters, Nicola and, so it is same as the formula. So and Tesla. So you'll get a space here. So this is how it works. So you can just drag it down. So you'll get the formulas here. Okay, this is how concatenate function works. Now we'll get moving on with the trim function. So this trim function is nothing but it removes the spaces. Okay, it removes the spaces in your words, but you have to keep one thing, or it is say you have to remember one thing. It is nothing but it keeps a single space alone. between the letters. It keeps a single space between the letters. So this is one thing which you have to keep in mind. Okay. So now let us go on with the formula. I'm just going to adjust it. Okay. So now we'll go on with the formula. So I'm just, so which is equal to, so this trim function has a simple formula as its name suggests, trim, trim. So now I'm going to give the text. Okay, it has lots of space. I'm going to select the text or the cell which contains the text. So close it and enter. That's all. So if you see here already, okay, if you see here, so you'll be able to find that except leaving one space, it has removed all the other space. I am going to apply the formula to all the other cells also. So here, if you see, I've particularly given this example. So if you see for concentrate, it has many number of spaces and it has left a space between each cell. So you have to consider this while doing, like you have to know this before using the function. So this is the work of the trim function. So now coming to one of my favorite is, let us say there are a few words here. Let us say smile, dream, happy day, and many words are here, but all are either in, some are either in caps or some are either in small letters. Now let us say I wanted to make all the words in capital letters. Okay, that means I'm going to use upper function. Okay, which is equal to upper tab. Okay, I'm going to select the cell which I'm going to give it here, then give enter. Okay, yeah, you have got all your words in upper letters. Okay, when you go down, this is, you can use this also for symbols and numbers when they are included in your uh, words. Okay, next thing is when I want all in small letters, I'm going to give the function lower tab and you're going to select the cell which contains your text and give enter. Yes, then you get your small, all the words in small letters. Next function which we are going to see is sentence case. So I want my letters, the first letter in capital and the remaining letters in small letters. Obviously, you have a Excel function for that, which is, it means proper. Okay, which is equal to proper of tab, your cell which contains your text, then close it, then you get your sentence. If you could see, I've also provided this example because it contains two words, which is happy and day, and obviously the first letter of both your words are made as capital. So this is how your proper case works. So another reminder is, like, either you can use your cell for your references or the text which the cell which contains your text, or you can even use your words in between the functions also. So let us say proper, I'm going to give it as orange. Close the quotes. So if you always remind the one thing, whichever function you're using, you're going to give it within the double quotes, and the close bracket is an important thing. So then I'm going to give orange. That's all. I've given proper function. Then similarly proper, open quotes, I'm going to give pineapple. So instead of proper itself, I'm going to use upper. So in upper, I'm going to give pineapple. Pineapple 1, 2, 3, I'm going to give it and close it. So yeah, you'll be getting your all the letters in uppercase. So if you wanted to just adjust your columns, you can just select it here, and if you just give a double click, all the columns will get adjusted according to the highest number of words in that particular column. Okay, so that's all for this session, and in this next session we'll see the logical functions.